Hello everyone and welcome back to the Cup Supply YouTube channel. In today's video I'm going to be giving you a broken down overview of RAF. If you guys want to go ahead and check out the written overview we have on our website, if you're watching this on the YouTube side of things, we will leave the link down below in the description. Make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications, and also check out other content on our channel. We have a ton of guides that you guys can go ahead and utilize. If you guys are watching this on the embedded player on the Cup Supply website, that is completely fine. If you wish to go ahead and read the documentation on the page, you guys can also do that, and you can check out their social media for RAF at the top of the page as well. But let's go ahead and break down what we can see here. So I'm going to start on the analytics page. Let's go ahead and put the bot in full screen here just by hitting that. So let's just quickly cover a few things. The separation of pages on the left side of the bot with certain icons representing different parts of the bot. Then you have the RAF logo there, the computer local time based on your time. You have the minimize button, the full screen button, and the X button. So on the analytics page, it is pretty simple. It shows you how much you've spent, your total checkouts, and how many checkouts have been failed. So this is based on what your tasks go ahead and check out when you go ahead and create these tasks. So let's say you go ahead and check out an item for $40. Obviously $40 will be additioned here, then one order will go up. But let's say some fail, this will go ahead and reflect that, and then you can see your previous orders as well as your amount spent monthly. So this is pretty useful if you wish to go ahead and show that off on Twitter for success bliss and stuff like that. So obviously this is a very cool feature of RAF. Moving over to the next section, this is where we can go ahead and create task groups and tasks. I'm actually going to skip this part of the video and come back to it because I want to go ahead and create a profile first, and then we will go ahead and break down this part. And that happens to be the next part of the bot. So we can go ahead and create a profile group, and then we can go ahead and create profiles to go inside the group. So let's call this profile group, let's call it video test. Let's call it video test group, just like so. Hit enter and it's gone ahead and saved it. Let's go ahead and add a profile here by hitting this button over here. Alternatively, we can import and export profiles, and in both scenarios what you will go ahead and do is open up a file directory, and I can go to import profiles if I wish, or I can go and export them out of RAF to another area, and I can go ahead and delete them all once I actually have profiles here. So let's go ahead and create a profile. We're going to hit this button, the create profile box is going to pop up, and basically we have the shipping section, the billing section, and the payment section. If you wish to go ahead and duplicate your shipping section over to the billing section, all you have to do is hit this, and it'll actually go ahead and grey this out. So as you guys can see, I can't edit this because it's just reflecting what we have in the shipping section. And then for payments, you can go ahead and fill this out as well, and then you can go ahead and configure whether you want this profile to only utilize one checkout when it's run with your tasks. This is useful for sites such as Supreme because they only allow one checkout with one unique type of profile. So that is useful if you wish to utilize it, and then you can go ahead and configure your profile name and hit create once you're done. And now what I'm going to go ahead and do is fill out all this information just because it is pretty simple. There's no point really going through it. So if you guys are following along this video and you're using RAF for the first ever time, go ahead and fill out this information that applies to you. I'm going to go ahead and hit the use for billing button, and as you guys can see, it's duplicating my details over to the billing section. Now for payment, let me quickly go ahead and fill this out. So I'm pretty much done here, so I'm going to go ahead and hit the create button here, and as you guys can see, it's gone ahead and created the profile there. Let's hit the close button here. The name is the video test profile. My email I use is johndoe@gmail.com. The card is what it's going to do. It's going to star off everything else but show me the final 4 digits of the account number, and then for the phone number, it shows the phone number I entered over there. Now when I right click this profile, I can go ahead and edit it, duplicate it, and delete it. So if I actually hit the duplication button, as you guys can see, it creates a video test profile copy, and I can go ahead and delete this by utilizing that function over there. Now what I'm actually going to go ahead and do is go through the rest of this entire bot, and then finally finish off this video with showing off a test task, just because I prefer to structure these types of videos in that way, and that's what I've done for the previous bot guides that you guys can check out on the channel as well. So moving over to the proxy section, this is where you enter your proxies into proxy lists that will be utilized with your tasks. There's one line per proxy for my IP, port, user, and pass. I've gone ahead and put the proxy in there. I've blown it out for this video, but you can clearly tell there is a proxy there. We can go ahead and configure this proxy list name, so I'm going to call it video test proxy list, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit the save button, and that will go ahead and create the proxy list. If I go ahead and hit the list, as you guys can see, I have the 1 count there. I can hit the ping button if I wish to go ahead and ping all the proxies within it. If you want to go ahead and test your proxies, then you can. I recommend testing your proxies before using them with your task on a release, so you know which ones work and which ones don't. You can remove the ones that don't work so you don't actually affect your success. But let's move over to the account section. Now once again, this is very similar to the proxy section. You just add the accounts in here, you give the account list a name, and it appears there. So let's say that my account is johndoe@gmail.com and my password is johndoe 123, and let's say the account list name is video account list name, like that, and hit the save button. As you guys can see, it's gone ahead and created the list, and similarly it shows the account over there. I right click this, hit the edit button, and it shows all the accounts I've entered here. Alternatively, I can go ahead and delete the list as well, or delete all of them by hitting this button. Moving over to the shipping rate section, this is pretty simple as well. So to go ahead and add a shipping rate, you go ahead and hit the addition button, and then we can go through this entire thing. So you hit the sites that they actually support for shipping rates. So let's say if you were to hit Stussy UK, we go ahead and hit a profile here, and then we can go ahead and put in the rate product URL or the shipping ID. If you guys wish to go ahead and do that, then you can. I'm not going to do that in this video. Hit the X button and head over to the settings up. Now heading over to the settings page, this is what it looks like. I know there's a lot of buttons on the screen, there's a lot of text here. I'm going to go ahead and break it down very easily. So at the top, you can import all your settings if you wish. You can alternatively export all your settings if you wish. You can also save them once you're done. You can open PayPal, you can renew your license key, and you can open logs, and you can deactivate your key on RAF. On the miscellaneous settings, you can go ahead and put in your Discord webhook, and this will send notifications based on what your tasks are doing over to the webhook, so you can view what your tasks are doing, successful checkouts, failed checkouts, all that good stuff. You can go ahead and test it if you wish. Then you have the auto clip capture, and how this works is, let's say your task is running through a task series on Supreme, for example. It gets to a checkout and it needs to go ahead and solve a capture here. It sends one of the capture requests from the task to the harvester that you have open, and essentially by clicking this, what we'll go ahead and do is the bot will go ahead and click the square on the capture, and if it's a one click, obviously it'll go through, or it will just show you the puzzle. Now this is very useful when it comes to drops where you're using loads of harvesters, because let's say you're away from your computer and you know you have one clicks on your Gmails. If you just enable this, the bot is practically doing everything for you. Moving over to auto solve, you can put in your API key and your access token, and then you can go ahead and enable auto solve if you wish to go ahead and do that. Now with Scout, what you actually can do here is sign in with Scout, and essentially what Scout is, for the people that don't know, it's a platform that can manage your reselling career. Really, it tracks all the orders you make, how much money you spent, what your inventory is, stuff like that. If you guys wish to go ahead and check it out, I will leave a link down below. We have the quick task settings. This, if you wish to utilize quick task with monitors, you can go ahead and set up what details are going to be entered on the quick task. And then we have some license information here. So my license client ID is on the screen right there, and my expiration date is 2020 10/18. Moving over to the capture section, this is where you can add a harvester, so you can go ahead and harvest the captures that come through from your task. So let's hit the click button here, and then you can go ahead and name your capture harvester. I'm going to call this video test capture. Then we can configure what the capture harvester is going to be used for, like what sites. I'm going to hit Supreme because that is the example I'm going to show you in this video. Then for the solver type, you have default at the moment. You can enter a proxy if you wish, and you can hit this button to go ahead and open it up. And as you guys can see, it's going ahead and open up and the animation is there. We have the YouTube button that will go ahead and prompt us to log into our Gmail over there. Once you log in, you can go on YouTube and generate some human activity, and then finally you can hit the save button once you are done. And then below that, you can see the current version number of the bot, and this button will actually go ahead and check for updates. There's no updates available at the moment, so we are good to go. But let's move over to the task section and let's go ahead and break down what we can see here. So I'm actually going to go onto the Supreme website here, and single line item that is in stock that we are actually going to bot in this video. I'm going to show you how I set up for it so you guys are well equipped. Let's hit the view all button. Let's go to accessories. Let's see what is in stock. We have the projector. Let's do that. We can do the projector. So let's keep in mind the retail is £558. There's no available colors, there's only the red color, and this is what it's called, the Supreme Anchor Nebula Capsule Projector. So let's drag that over here and let's break down the task section. So again, we're going to go ahead and create a group for tasks. We're going to call this video test tasks group. There you go, and it will actually reflect how many tasks we create within that group. Then we have the total task count over there, how many cookies we're using, and then it's segregated into ID, store, capture, products, mode, size, proxy list, profile, and status. Then we have some collective buttons up here such as start all, stop all, edit all, and delete all. Then we have the settings button here to go ahead and configure delays if you wish to go ahead and do that. And then we also have the addition button to go ahead and begin the task creation process. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's hit the addition button here, and we have the create task. We're gonna go ahead and select our site first of all. I want to bot Supreme EU, so I'm gonna hit that. And as you guys can see, the create task box is reflective of what you go ahead and enter. So if I were to get rid of this, for example, and hit 12 AM run, as you guys can see, that has changed. It adapts based on what you essentially select for this site, because different sites have different requirements when it comes to the bot. So let's go back to Supreme, as that is what we intend to bot in this video, and there we go. Then let's go ahead and select the size. Like, we know that there's no size here, so we're going to go ahead and select random because there's no size option here. Then for the item keywords, I'm just going to go ahead and grab the link. You can go on the button, the keywords, the variant, or the URL. So there is the URL. I only want one task, I want one quantity. For proxy, we can go ahead and utilize the video test proxy list there. For the profile group, we can use the video test group. For the profile, we can actually go ahead and utilize the video test profile. Then for the color, we only know red's available, so let's hit red. For the checkout delay, we'll keep it at 2500 as that is the grayed out default option there. Let's hit the create button, and as you guys can see, it's gone ahead and created the task. Now we actually have the advanced option, which is something I should have looked at before creating that task. Let's go ahead and look at it. So we have the mode here, request or hybrid. Those are the options when it comes to Supreme. Let's keep it on request. We know Supreme does have a captcha at the moment, so let's hit that option. As you guys can see, it's X'd off there, so I'll be sure to delete that task. And then we can go ahead and schedule a task if you wish based on local computer time. Now that I've actually configured it properly, let's hit the create button, and as you guys can see, it's gone ahead and created. Let's go ahead and delete this task here. So if you actually right click it, I can start it, stop it, edit it, duplicate it, show the logs, and delete it. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. I've gone ahead and deleted the task. So now the final thing to do is to go ahead and unmaximize this, drag this over here, go ahead and grab a harvester like so, give it a moment to go ahead and pop up. The video test capture is there. Let's move back over to the tasks, and let's actually go ahead and run our task. Actually, on second thought, let's go ahead and configure some keywords here so you guys know how to use the keywords. So let's right click, let's click edit, and go back over here. So the item keywords, let's go ahead and create them. So let's look at the item once again and pick out some keywords here. So we can select nebula, we can select capsule and projector. So let's keep that in mind. So I'm going to do plus nebula, and then separate the keyword with a comma, then do plus capsule, and then plus projector. Then I'm going to go ahead and hit the save button. As you guys can see, the product goes ahead and gets updated. Let's unminimize this once again and run the task. And as you guys can see, the status is providing a error there, and that is simply just because of the fact that the information we've entered with our profile is inaccurate. But as you guys can see, it picked up the product completely fine, and it's just going to continue looping that error because the information provided in the video test profile is inaccurate. So then I'm going to go ahead and hit the stop button, and that will go ahead and stop my task. So guys, that is going to go ahead and conclude the overview of RAF at Copsupply. If you guys did enjoy, please drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new, and if you're watching this on the YouTube side of things, go ahead and check out RAF on their social medias down below, as well as a written up overview of RAF on our website.